What is up, guys? Dashing here for episode 522 of Community Universe Mode and edition number 140 of Genesis. Coming to you live here on this Wednesday night. Of course, we usually stream Saturdays, but announcement right here at the top of the show, guys, that Genesis going forward will be going back to Friday nights. Yes, you heard that here. So next week, Genesis will be on Friday, no longer on Saturdays. We're live here on Wednesday. I know it might be a bit confusing, but Genesis back to Friday starting next week as we kick off the show here. The go-home edition of Genesis before the final Genesis pay-per-view of the season. Anarchy Rules this Sunday, September the 16th, guys. In just a few days, you are not going to want to miss it. The boys of Genesis gonna get their last chance to shine on pay-per-view. But at the top of tonight's show, we have got the man who, at Anarchy Rules this Sunday, will go one-on-one with Josh Wolf for the CMV Alpha World Championship. The Japanese bulldozer Masao Yume. Very intense as he makes his way out here. A new look and attitude about him as well. We just saw his opponent enter the ring, local competitor by the name of Lars Ulrich. And I do not envy Mr. Ulrich here tonight. This is Yume's last chance at Momentum before vying to become Alpha World Champion before the season ends. Been some very harsh back and forth between him and the champion Josh Wolf, who is not in action tonight after Masao Yume's brutal attack on him last week. Remember, they were supposed to go one-on-one in the main event, but Masao Yume attacked Josh Wolf as he was making his entrance, and that matchup was supposed to decide which of the two would get to pick the stipulation for their championship match this Sunday at the pay-per-view. So since we didn't get a winner, Ted Dickens, the advocate of Masao Yume, actually all week long has been bugging general manager Castle Fate. We know she has so much on her plate right now, and a lot to say about that later on in the show, but Ted Dickens able to earn the right to pick the stipulation for Masao Yume, and surprisingly to a lot of people, Dickens picked a standard singles match. On Twitter, Dickens saying he doesn't want there to be any excuses when Masao Yume beats Josh Wolf to win the Alpha World Championship at Anarchy Rules. Josh Wolf, you know, there's a lot of questions in the air because, you know, Josh has not been in action since he won the championship in that 30-minute Iron Man match against the Brit, the main event of Ascended 6, and obviously a lot of injuries. He was finally cleared last week, and Yume putting him right back on the shelf. So there's a great many people in the CMV universe saying that Yume is a sure shot to walk out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada this Sunday as the new Alpha World Champion. And right now, he is just showcasing his ruthless aggression, picking apart this superstar by the name of Lars Ulrich, and kind of like a modified sleeper he has locked in. Well, Lars didn't tap, but Masao Yume releasing the hold. Seems like he's got something else in mind now. Maybe looking to put this match to an end. Jesus, knee right to the kidneys, and then follows that up with a Goliath-esque slam into the not even enough. Vintage Yume going to go for the elevator ride. 1, 2, 3, and Masao Yume not even allowing Mr. Yuri to get a single shot in. Absolutely dismantling Ulrich. And it seems like Yume is most definitely ready for this Sunday, the biggest match of his career. Does Josh Wolf stand a chance against the Japanese bulldozer? Some new people in here. Hello, Lord Jelly and Ashley. Welcome. Always happy to have new people. If you are interested in joining, indeed, you can type !join, the link to our website being cmvwrestling.com, or if you're just here to watch, still glad to have you as the show kicks off. And I don't know, I'm supposed to be unbiased over here in commentary, but quite honestly, how can I be? We all know I'm a fan of Josh Wolf, but after seeing that and knowing that Wolf isn't 100% either, I just don't have a whole lot of faith in the Alpha World Champion. But guys, here tonight at the 104th edition of Genesis, and but 2 championship matches to come, as we will see the light heavyweight title defended. Flatters, the unbeaten blueprint of CMV, going to challenge the global phenom Rob Cross for his championship. And in our main event, boys, it's going to be a doozy, perhaps one of the biggest in Genesis history, a triple threat elimination match for the international title. Tim LaFave and Xander Slate in the ring with the champion, the Tower of Dominance, Brody Halleck. I cannot wait for that, guys. And, of course, this Sunday at Anarchy Rules, we know we've got you, Wolf, for the Alpha World Championship. We know that we've got the Elimination Chamber match, the winner of which will become #1 contender for the Alpha World title heading into next season. And, of course, the competitors in that being Paul Devine, Dule Zaire, Perry Heaton, D'Angelo Prince, Reese Matthews, and Angelo Babos, as announced these past few weeks, guys. And actually, all 6 of them going to be in action tonight in an over-the-top rope battle royal to determine the order of entry and said Elimination Chamber. So that's going to be very interesting to see. And along with that, at Anarchy Rules, we know we got the huge match set announced just earlier this week, guys. It is going to be all or nothing. The Revolt, hashtag no confidence, going to go up against Cass LaFave and her hand-picked team. 4 elimination tag team match at Anarchy Rules. The winning team will grab the reins of Genesis. If Pat LaFave and his decided team of Xander Slate, Reese Ortiz, and Kevin Silva can defeat Cass LaFave and her chosen team of Tim LaFave, Chris Andrews, Flatters, and Constable Martini, Cass finally has had enough. These months and months and months and months of pressure from the hashtag no confidence campaign, and now the board getting involved, siding with Pat, Xander, and the rest who have been petitioning on Twitter and in the CM universe now, months on end. It all comes to a close. The future of Genesis will be decided this Sunday. But up next, we have got newcomer Kevin Vulture in competition. Made his debut last week in a hell of a fight against Dule Zaire. Man, they just about stole the show, the two thick boys colliding. But it was Kevin Vulture who, in defeat afterwards in an interview, said the reason that he can still go the way that he can is because he knows how to take it easy. He knows how to take it slow. He knows when to exert that kind of energy, and he knows that he is just entering the prime, even though he's 49 years old, the oldest active competitor in CMV today besides Pat LaFave. But I wouldn't exactly call Pat LaFave an active competitor. And Kevin Vulture says that there are superstars who stick to their what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say movesets, but their personal abilities. And he sees El Jefe, his opponent tonight, Mr. Money in the Bank, as being, this flippy little loser who, doing all these stunts, this high-risk offense is going to take years off his career. Vulture says, I don't do that kind of garbage. I don't fly out of the ring. I don't go up the top rope. I don't jump off of ladders, and that's why I'm still here. And so Kevin Vulture going to try to use Money in the Bank, El Jefe, as an example towards the rest of the roster. And this is the first time we are seeing El Jefe in action since he won Money in the Bank at Ascendant 6. The Arriba Man, of course, joined by his 500-pound friend Joey Bacon. And El Jefe, I'm sure, took notes after what happened earlier this week on Monday Night Fusion when MLP cashed in his Money in the Bank contract and lost. El Jefe, though, is set for action this Sunday at Anarchy Rules, and actually his opponent going to be pulling double duty. El Jefe going to go one-on-one with the Portuguese God of Wrestling, Kevin Silva, who we know is also a part of that 8-man elimination tag team match. So El Jefe going to try to use Kevin Vulture as a bit of a warm-up. Well, this is El Jefe one-on-one with Kevin Vulture, as Joey Bacon will take his place ringside Obviously, we're going to have a severe size difference. Kevin Vulture probably has a good foot, maybe even two on El Jefe here, and certainly has the weight advantage as well. But El Jefe going to try to use that speed, that agility of his that Kevin Vulture says is a waste and a mistake. And look at that. As soon as the bell rings, El Jefe going to chop him down to size of that Salida del Sol. Jefe's got that contract, guys, in hand now. Can cash in anytime, anywhere for a world championship opportunity. El Jefe, man, it's been quite a season for him. He won the 6th annual Royal Rumble, challenged the Brit, headlining Homecoming 3 for the title. Obviously, that did not go his way, but El Jefe, man, looking at Josh Whoop, I don't want to give El Jefe any ideas, but the kind of condition Whoop was in, if Whoop was actually here tonight, I think, you know what I think? I think Jefe may have cashed in by now if Josh Whoop was actually around. Ooh, beautiful Tiger feint kick by El Jefe, because Josh Whoop hasn't really been here on Genesis since Ascendance. He was here last week, but then Hume jumped him, and both men were taken away by security, so El Jefe hasn't even had a chance, if he wanted to cash in Money in the Bank. Kevin Vulture now takes control. Big old elbow drop. Vulture using his superior height and weight to keep El Jefe grounded. Now brings him up to his feet. Irish whip. Rebounds as El Jefe. Big time body block on the rebound. And see ya by El Jefe sent flying. Here tonight, guys, on Genesis, you also find out who this Sunday at Anarchy Rules will challenge the Forsaken for the CMV World Tag Team titles as the former champions ATL take on Extreme Conditions. EC returning last week with a count-out victory over the Anarchists to advance to this #1 contenders match tonight. Certainly looking forward to that, certainly. Irish whip, though. Kevin Vulture goes off the ropes, and now the rebound. Jefe looking to take him for a ride, but it's like running into a brick wall. And now Kevin Vulture grabbing El Jefe by the ankle and just whipping him across the ring as if he's a rag doll. As if it's absolutely nothing. El Jefe's still 120, 130 pounds. That ain't no easy task. Again, guys, just found out a few moments ago that later on tonight in our co-main event, all 6 of the Elimination Chamber competitors will compete in an over-the-top rope battle royal to determine the order of entry inside of the Elimination Chamber this Sunday at Anarchy Rules. Fairly simple to follow. The first man eliminated will enter first, and the last man standing, the winner of the battle royal, will get the 6th spot in the chamber. Obviously, the best spot to come out. Well, historically, actually, I think only one person ever has entered at #6 in the chamber and actually won, but still, obviously, it's a spot you want to get. Come in nice and fresh while your opponents have already been beating the hell out of each other. As El Jefe pulls off a beautiful springboard cross body. Irish whip now. Oh, Vulture goes into the corner, and I think we know what we're about to get here, ladies and gentlemen. The 2-time light heavyweight champion, the Royal Rumble winner, Mr. the Bank, looking to deliver some fish dick, brother. Kevin Vulture getting a face full, and I'm sure he's not going to love those antics. Where's Constable Martini out here? Some ruckus being caused. El Jefe, those focused, lining up his shot. Hook, no line, sinker. And Vulture drops down, Jefe to the pin. 1, 2. Oh, just a 2 count, though. Kevin Vulture takes it in stride. Still sticking in there, and Jefe can't seem to believe it, even though Jefe's been in control. Not able to keep down Vulture. Well, we will see Constable Martini tonight. He's going to be in the corner of Flatters when Flatters challenges Rob Cross for the light heavyweight championship. Obviously, it was last week when Constable Martini and Flatters knocked off the team of Xander Slayton and Reese Ortiz. They're preparing for that 8-man elimination tag team match this Sunday at the pay-per-view. Arm drag there by Kevin Vulture. Now realizes he's in big-time trouble. Nearly got beaten just a couple of minutes ago with the hook, line, and sinker by El Jefe. Snapmare now by Vulture. Seated position. And just going to stare at El Jefe. Great strategy here by Vulture. Vulture said it himself, though. He likes to take things slow. Goes at his own pace, and that's why he's 49 years old and still moving the way that he is. Says he's just getting into his prime. Massive single-handed choke slam. El Jefe, the back of his head just ricocheting off the canvas there. Brought up to a vertical base. Spear attempted by Vulture, but El Jefe catches him up in a kind of DDT reversal. Nicely done. Quick thinking by El Jefe and great reaction time, as now he flips over the 300-plus pounder. Hook on the leg. Only a 1 count. Knuckle sandwich by El Jefe, trying to wear down Vulture just a bit more as the 500-pound Joey Bacon watches from ringside. Big Ham, El Jefe's best friend and tag team partner. You truly look at El Jefe, man, the accolades he's racked up this season. Obvious, tries to jump the shark, but Vulture was ready for him. You know, last season, El Jefe became a two-time light heavyweight champion. This season, he and Joey Bacon won the inaugural X-Gen Classic. He won the 6th annual Royal Rumble, headlined Homecoming 3, and now is Mr. Money in the Bank. A 95% chance to cash in successfully. Of course, now there are two people in CMV history who have cashed in and lost. Nick Blake and, again, just earlier this week, MLP cashing in and failing. As Jacob Ziegler retained the World Championship, but El Jefe decides to give Vulture another taste of that fish dick. Now look at Joey Bacon. Looking off to the side. He doesn't want to see that. Stop, though. Vulture looks pissed off. He is certainly not happy. El Jefe playing these games. Irish whip, rebound, pop up. El Jefe goes flying, but just kind of flapjack there by Big Vul. Maybe going for the Vulture's nest, but El Jefe counters fireman's carry. Great reversal by El Jefe. Now an Irish whip to the corner. Gonna get him with the fish stick again. Yeah, Vulture wants none of that. Hook to the jaw from behind. Just thrown off to the corner with that hatch suplex, and now Vulture is feeling it. Catching a second win as the big man, and that is not good for Mr. Money in the Bank. Up against the ropes. What the hell is this? Back suplex? Oh, okay. I thought he was going to throw him out of the ring or something. What's up, Luke the Boss? Glad to see you, my friend. We are in our second matchup of the evening here on Genesis number 140, the go-home edition to Anarchy Rules this Sunday. Kevin Vulture taking on Mr. Money in the Bank. El Jefe, massive STO trip up there by Vulture. Now takes a quick second. Oh, what a ball, too. Welcome, everybody. Still a whole lot to get through. Two championship matches on tonight's show. Sit-out choke bomb by Vulture. Pin to follow. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Remember, El Jefe's in action this Sunday at Anarchy Rules. He can't really afford a loss here. Certainly not an injury. Vulture, though, looking to take home his first CMV victory. Nice trip up there by Jefe. The human fish. The Arriba Man. Can he get back into this one? Punch to the back of the head. Elbow to the side of the head a bit quicker, though, is Vulture. The big man can move. What up, Ogon? Swinging knee to the face. Distance created. Who's going to get there first? Irish whip to the corner. Kick to the midsection. El Jefe. Numero 3. With the fish dick. Kevin Vulture has gotten his fair share of fish dick tonight. Fish dick mania. And now Jefe looks to bring it home. Hook. No line again. No line this time. And the sinker with the line. Can he bring it home? 1, 2. No. Are you kidding? Vulture kicks out of a second hook, line, and single. Jefe is pissed off, and I don't blame him. Mr. Money in the Bank, this is exactly what Dule Zaire had to deal with last week, man. Kevin Vulture would not stay down. Like Vulture said, he's in his prime. 49 years old, but look at him go. Now busted up off that elbow drop. Yeah, Ogon looks like a monster. Just tore poor Lars Ulrich apart. Never forget. El Jefe don't know what he's going to try for in the corner, but Vulture's able to be a bit quicker on the draw. Catch him with that DDT. 1, 2. Whew. Nearly got it there. Off the counter. Kevin Vulture, though, staying focused. El Jefe looks to be a bit out of it as Joey Bacon watches from ringside. I'm sure that Kevin Silva is enjoying this right now. The more that El Jefe is beaten down, the better Silva's odds get of being victorious this Sunday at Anarchy Rules. Vulture putting El Jefe up in the high rent district, guys. And we know that when you're put up there, that could be a match ender. Kevin Vulture looking for something big. El Jefe knows that, though. Kick to the chest off the top rope. Beautiful. Arm drag sends Vulture into the corner, and Vulture immediately, out of instinct, starts to disturb it. El Jefe going to shut that party down. Misses an Irish whip, though. Able to get off that counter. Big man to a vertical base. Jumping the shark. Got it that time. Right up under the chin, and Vulture just going to take it with a pinch of salt right back up to his feet. That iron jaw. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Kevin Vulture stomped down to the lower back now. Looking to get Jefe up into orbit. Back and forth now they go, tit for tat. Who's going to get the upper hand and who's going to take it home here in our second matchup of the night with still so much to get to. What is up, PJ? Genesis 140 now. El Jefe is busted open. Of course, we can't really see it as his mask covers up his face, but I'm pretty sure I just saw some blood go flying after that knee. What a match this has been, man. Spear encountered again by El Jefe. And El Jefe like, ooh, doing the cha-cha. Arriba. Jefe's feeling it right now. Kevin Vulture having no idea where he is. El Jefe lying in wait. Knife edge chop, elbow to the side of the head, though. Perhaps Vulture playing possum, single-handed choke slam. Now Kevin Vulture donning that proverbial crimson mask and a dirty heel pin by the veteran. 1, 2. Only a 2 count, though. Jefe don't play that game. Oh, interesting pin by Vulture. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Just trying to pin Jefe. Any chance he have both men went for a headbutt, but Kevin Vulture's coconut was a bit stronger. This is an awesome match. Joey Bacon got the best seat in the house. Still 2 championship matches to come. Well, Jefe right now, jumping the shark again, but decided to taunt Vulture right in his face beforehand. And now Vulture with an implant. I don't know what he's doing. Double underhook. Oh, butterfly. Stalling butterfly suplex. El Jefe, man, looking like he is in La La Land right now. Put him overhead, though. Vulture just gushing blood. Tries for a kick, but Vulture gets out of the way. Jefe gonna take him for a little bit of a walk. The human fish against the Vulture. Cha-cha again. Jefe's feeling it, baby. Always time to dance. And Jefe loves to have a good time. We know that much, but right now, I'll tell you, he's wasted a lot of time just staring at Kevin. Now this hulking brute trying to get to the corner. Jefe's letting him. Obviously, Jefe has something in mind. I'm not too sure what. Gonna yell at him, lure him in. But another pinfall attempt by Vulture. 1, 2, 3. Vulture steals it from Jefe. Wow. El Jefe got cocky. Mr. Money in the Bank decided to taunt Vulture right in his face. And Vulture rolled him up. Look at how he ran out of the ring as well afterwards. He was like, I ain't catching the wrath of Joey Bacon. And El Jefe had a look on his, mask like, God damn, I just screwed myself. Kevin Vulture stealing the win from Mr. Money in the Bank here tonight. And Kevin Vulture now mocking El Jefe. El Jefe trying to tell Percy, come on, that wasn't 3. But Vulture's like, I got you, motherfucker. El Jefe is livid. I can understand why. Hopefully El Jefe can try to bounce back against Kevin Silva this Sunday. But for Vulture, that is a hell of a win to beat a possible future world champion. And guys, I have just received word from backstage crew. A confrontation ensuing, and in one of the hallways of the backstage area, we are trying to get cameras on scene as soon as possible. I'm being told reports saying that rivals Mills and Mr. Extreme have gotten into it. Of course, coming off of that chaotic 5-star encounter they had on last week's Genesis where Mills walked out the winner, their Twitter war still ensued afterwards, and Mills has gotten very, very personal involving Mr. Extreme's wife and Apparently, Mr. Extreme showed up tonight, and he has confronted Mills backstage. Again, we are trying to get cameras on the scene as soon as possible to find out exactly what is being said and what is happening between these two superstars. So here we go, a cameraman has finally arrived on the scene. Mills and Mr. Extreme coming face to face again, talking that trash to each other, and Mr. Extreme telling Mills, stop talking about my wife. You put hands on Mills, though, you're gonna pay for it. The judo giant and Mr. Extreme getting into it here backstage. These two men who are scheduled to go one-on-one this Sunday at Anarchy Rules in a Falls Count Anywhere match apparently did not want to wait. Mills immediately tearing in to Mr. Extreme. Someone's getting interviewed down there. I'm not too sure who, but they don't seem to very much mind that this battle is ensuing. Oh my God, Mills just slammed Mr. Extreme head first off the brick wall there. Jesus. Now up against this supply crate, Mills, a black belt. And the judo game is just, oh my God! Extreme, incredibly outmatched. Just getting tossed around into every exposed surface. Oh dear Lord, what a spine buster now. Extreme, man, he should have thought this through. Obviously, he came here with a purpose tonight on Genesis. Neither one of these guys are booked. They shouldn't have even been here, but obviously they came looking for each other, not wanting to wait until Anarchy Rules in a few days' time for their Falls Count Anywhere match. As they are just beating the hell out of each other. Well, really, Mills just beating the hell out of Mr. Extreme. Mr. Extreme, you know, his heart, we saw it on full display last week in that 5-star match they had against each other, where Mills was victorious, but man, Mr. Extreme impressed me, I'll tell you that much. This kid has got some serious resiliency, but even resiliency not going to save you from broken bones. Wasteland on the concrete floor, followed through by a senton by the 300-plus pound judo giant. And now here come the trio of single knee backbreakers. 1, 2, and then the third just ragdolling Mr. Extreme like he's nothing. Security still has not arrived on the scene, and hopefully they get here before Mills decides to end the career of Extreme. Throwing into that, oh my God, the way that he landed into that box, dude. And now Mills looking to lay Extreme out and send a very powerful message that he'll do whatever the hell he wants to whoever the hell he wants to. Burning hammer, but apparently Mills still isn't content with the damage that he's dealt. And just disrespectfully walking over the unconscious corpse of Mr. Extreme. Mills stands tall as I finally see security and medical crew arriving down the hall to try and get Mr. Extreme the hell out of there. Reprimand, get him away, man. And who even knows now, up in the air, if Mr. Extreme will even be able to make it to Anarchy Rules this Sunday for his Falls Count Anywhere match against the judo giant after that brutal display. Yeah, I'd say it's a casual hammer. Face first into the concrete flooring and get Mills out of the arena so that Mr. Extreme can get some medical attention. Well, now, guys, up next, our fourth match of the evening and our first of 2 championship matches, of course, later on our main event. Boy, I cannot wait. Mwah. One of the biggest main events, no doubt about it, in Genesis history, as Brody Halleck will defend his international title against Tim LaFave and Xander Slate in a 3-way elimination bout. But first, we've got the light heavyweight championship about to be defended, guys. The unbeaten Boris, as always, has Chris Diamond in his corner. Flatters and continue a part of Cass LaFave's team this Sunday at Anarchy Rules for that 8-man elimination tag team match where the future of Genesis will be decided. Will Castle Fave keep her job and kill the hashtag no confidence movement, or will Pat LaFave be asserted into power? Right now, it's all about Flatters trying to capture some championship gold for the side of Castle Fave. As later on tonight, we'll see Tim try to do so as well, or was under slate of hashtag no confidence bring some gold their way. Of course, still to come tonight, also that 6-man over the top rope battle royal featuring the Elimination Chamber competitors for this Sunday. Anarchy Rules will decide the order of entry between the 6 men. Also, we have the number 1 contenders match to see which team will face the Forsaken for the World Tag Team titles this Sunday as the extreme conditions. Flatters so far unbeaten in his CMV career to earn this light heavyweight championship opportunity. He likes to call himself the blueprint of CMV, and so far I have been incredibly impressed by what this kid can bring to the table. Will he earn his first championship in his career? First of, I'm sure, many, only 2 months into his career here. Cosmo Martini at his back. Of course, it was Cosmo Martini who recruited Flatters for Team Cass. This is Rob Cross's first defense of the light heavyweight championship since winning it at Ascendant 6 in that 8-man ladder match. He and Chris Diamond, of course, drafted over here to Genesis, and Chris Diamond lost to PJ Moon inside the Hell in a Cell, which meant that they were kicked off of Fusion. And they made their debut here on Genesis a couple weeks ago, that tag match, which they lost. Chris Diamond, we've seen lately, been kind of in his own head, but tonight he's just out here to support his best friend. And Cosmo Martini going to make sure their ruckus is out here tonight as he watches Flatters back. And there he is, the global phenom, with the light heavyweight championship draped around his waist. And the baller, Chris Diamond, at his side, the kings of wrestling. I'm sure they've got their eyes on those World Tag titles eventually, but for tonight, it's all about Rob Cross and his light heavyweight championship that truly this season has come into the limelight, thanks in large part to the former champion Percy Simmons, who became the longest reigning light heavyweight champion of all time before losing it in that ladder match where Rob Cross, of course, won it. Now it's up to Rob Cross try and get back, or I should say, get past his first defense. Only been holding the championship for 3 weeks. Is it 3 weeks too many? We're going to find out right now. Of course, the heavyweight champion. It's been his goal since day one coming here to CMV to win the light heavyweight championship here in CMV. He's done that. Now it's time to see if he can keep it to his name and be the first man to hand an L to Flatters, who is very obviously excited about this opportunity. No doubt about it. He's got some butterflies, even if he ain't showing it. Rob Cross, as cocky as ever. It's been a good season for Rob Cross. He and Chris Diamond, of course, winning the 3rd annual Tag Team Cup in Tokyo. They were Fusion Tag Team Champions. Of course, now the Fusion Tag Team titles are being reinstated. New champions will be crowned at Retaliation, the season finale. Rob Cross holding up the light heavyweight championship. Big old roar. He's obviously very confident in his own abilities. Looks at the championship, hands it off to referee Perry White, who Flatters. Title up high for all to see. Here we go. First of 2 championship matches tonight. Flatters, backed by Cosmo Martini against Rob Cross, the champion, with Chris Diamond at his side. Referee rings the bell and let's get it on. First fall to a finish. Rob Cross does have his champion's advantage, meaning he can retain an count-out disqualification, the kind of advantage that Brody Halleck will now have later on tonight in our main event as he's defending in a triple threat elimination match. There will be no countouts and disqualifications, I should say, in that confrontation. So Flatter can have to try to keep this match in the ring because Rob Cross is the exact kind of person who would try to take the easy way out. Inverted crush by the blueprint of CMV. Flatters is undefeated. I believe he is now 6-0 as he brings Rob Cross in for that swinging neckbreaker. Will he go 7-0 and walk out of Genesis number 140 as the new light heavyweight champion? He's starting off good so far. Armbar leg lock combination. Rob Cross going to escape though, pulls his arm through Flatter's legs. Irish whip, Cross off the ropes, on the rebound, ducks under. Nice clothesline by the global phenom, and Chris Diamond obviously very excited for his friend there ringside. Backs up, double boots to the side of the head, gonna ring the dinner bell for the blueprint. Double knees, and Cross has taken control now. Double knees again. Big Rob Cross fan, very fun superstar to watch. If it wasn't for his attitude or personality, I'd probably like to be friends with him if I tried to be friends with Rob. One time I just walked past Rob Cross and Chris Diamond when they were standing backstage, and they both and simultaneously pulled down my pants and then spit in my oatmeal. Beautiful cannonball sent on there off the second turnbuckle by Rob Cross, the champion, trying to stay in control. Irish whip now out under the apron. Goes cross forearm smash though, going to... Wait, what? Wait, what? Consul Martini just put hands on Rob Cross, causing the disqualification. Rob Cross is still light heavyweight champion. What? Consul Martini put his hands in, and Perry White saw it. Rob Cross is still light heavyweight champion via disqualification. And look at the look on the face of Flatters. And Consul Martini with his jaw dropped. Can't believe what just happened. I have seen superstars do much worse than that before, and the referees let it slide. Wow, Perry White is cracking down here on Genesis. Wow, wow. That's incredible. You called it. You just didn't call it the right way. Oh my God, I guess the ruckus was too big for Consul Martini to ignore. He had to get involved, and thanks to that, Rob Cross is still the light heavyweight champion. The Kings of Wrestling making their way up the ramp with huge grins on their face. They know they just got away with highway robbery. Oh, how are Flatters and Martini going to get together now this Sunday at Anarchy Rules? That huge 8-man elimination tag team match with the future of Genesis on the line. Flatters and Martini currently arguing at the bottom of the ramp. My God. Can't believe that. Whoa, the show must go on, because up next it is time to find out who this Sunday I can't believe that. Oh my God. Good for Perry White though. It's about time he cracks down on stuff like that. Usually he's very lenient. But our tertiary main event now, guys. The ATL going to take on Extreme Conditions. The winning team will meet the Forsaken this Sunday at the pay-per-view for the World Tag Team titles, and quite possibly might be the last World Tag Team title match of the season. So the winners of that match, the champs, heading into next season as such. The ATL, of course, the former champions, lost their titles to the Forsaken at Ascendant 6, so you know they want a chance to get the belts back, whereas Extreme Conditions returning from a near-year hiatus as a team. Last week, defeating the Anarchists via countout to the dismay of many. But Extreme Conditions knew if they won that match, they would get into this #1 contenders match. So I guess they thought, hey, let's conserve our energy for that match. I know that Crow and Caleb Reed were very upset about that. So they're just going to have to wait to get another opportunity, because tonight it's one of these two teams that's going to step up to the plate. Remember, guys, still to come. Up next in our co-main event, all 6 participants of the Elimination Chamber are going to be in action. And an over-the-top rope battle royal to determine the order of entry inside of the chamber this Sunday at Anarchy Rules. And then our main event triple threat elimination bout for the international title. Brody Halleck's reign in jeopardy as he defends against Tim LeFave and Xander Slate. So here comes the ATL. Deshaun Porter to the right, Malcolm Fry on the left. Former Fusion Tag Team Champions and World Tag Team Champions. The only team to ever hold both sets of belts. Every time they've gone up against the Forsaken 2v2, they've lost 3 times. Of course, they did beat the Forsaken in a 6-man tag match last month, but with the season coming to a close, Anarchy Rules might be the last chance for the ATL to get those titles back around their waists. But here they come, man. You want to talk about accolades. The winners of the 2nd Annual Tag Team Cup, former World Tag Team Champions, voted Tag Team of the Year last year. Eric Thunder to the left, the extremist Matt Jefferson on the right. Nearly a year they were out of action, but they are back. And they have one goal in mind, to reclaim the World Tag Team titles. Even if that means getting on the bad side of the fans, as they did last week with that count-out victory over the Anarchists. Yes, actually. We didn't even touch on that. Flatters technically did just lose his first match, as well as his chance to become light heavyweight champion. I mean, he's still unpinned and unsubmitted, but I'm sure someone like Rob Cross is going to have fun rubbing that in his face on Twitter. Yeah, Flatters officially now does have a loss on his record. Yo, what is up, Darth Relic, my friend? This is Xbox One. As this number 1 contenders match gets underway, and Eric Thunder starts things off against Deshaun Porter with a little leaping lariat. Extreme Conditions is the most dominant tag team of Genesis last season. They held the titles for 5 months. I mean, last season here on Genesis, the tag division was really tight. You had 4 champions only. 4 sets of champions the entire season. You had the Empire Pain, who came into the season as champs, then Extreme Conditions won. Then they lost the titles to Nick Blake and Zach Cage. And then at the very end of last season, Cage and Blake lost the titles to Rise. And actually fine, because then Rise lost it to Imaginary Friends, who then came into this season. And still, though, only 5 sets of champs for an entire season. Of course, this season, much the same. The Good Brothers had a stranglehold in the World Tag Team titles for pretty much the entirety of the year. That's exactly why they were voted Tag Team of the Year. Irish over to the corner now. I've talked about it all the time. The ATL, perhaps one of the most well-oiled machines we have here in CMV, man. They are such an amazing tandem. The teamwork like that right there. But Extreme Conditions, now that they're back, and I've always been a big EC fan. Looking to show the ATL, these young bloods, these new teams, what's what. Tag to the Extremist now, the purple-haired warrior, Matt Jefferson. Immediately going to catch Porter with a running bulldog. Yeah, that's what I'll say. Officially, Flatters does have a loss on his record. He is 6-1. That loss, though, is via disqualification. He still is unpinned and unsubmitted, but again, for Rob Cross, I mean, that wasn't even like, talk about luck, because so many people, I think, were betting on Flatters winning. Even I, honestly, deep down, was thinking Flatters was going to win. So Rob Cross, man, that's the heist of the century. And all thanks to Constable Martini wanting to shut down the ruckus. He just can't help it. Air raid siren, though, by Matt Jefferson. Going to try for the pin here on Malcolm Fry. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Yeah, Martini just can't abide by ruckuses. All right, he's still a party policeman, even though he's the constable now. There's no fun allowed. And he thought that, I guess, Rob Cross was having a bit of fun, putting up a big show. Oh, there goes referee Perry White taking his bump. I'm sure Flatters watching that backstage. Happy to see it. Wow, I haven't seen this in nearly a year. Extreme combination. The twist of fate followed through by the Swanton pin by Thunder. Now, can MJ cut off Deshaun Porter? No, he cannot. And not even a 1 count, but now Deshaun going to pay for it as he's chucked to the outside. Eric Thunder staying on the attack, though. Number 1 contendership on the line. The winners of this match will face the Forsaken for the World Tag Team titles this Sunday at Anarchy Rules, the final pay-per-view of the season for Genesis. Of course, in 2 weeks, the 29th and the 30th will be NGW Departure and Retaliation, the season finale episodes. Dropping out of that vertical suplex, Thunder from behind now. Taking Fry out with an inverted twist of fate. You don't see those too often. Brought right back up to his seat. Yeah, I'm very interested to see how now Flatters and Martini will get along this Sunday at the pay-per-view. Switching positions now. Extreme combination version 2. It's MJ who flies into the pin. Do they got it? Wow, Thunder just like deuces. I'm out. Not even going to try. Just going to go for the pin again. And Eric Thunder's going to leave again. Only a 2 count. Big kick to the back. Going to surely send some shooting pains up and down the spine. Jefferson staying on the attack, though. Malcolm Fry getting lucky so far. That luck won't continue. Power him. I'm looking for that tag to Deshaun real quick. Punch to the jaw, deflected, forearm smash instead. Super kick to the midsection. Woo! Little throat dust taking him out. Tag now to Deshaun Porter. Now, is that a dream match? Norman Cottonbelly versus Eric Thunder. Another fun fact, Eric Thunder is still to this day unbeaten one-on-one. For 2.5 years, nobody has been able to beat Eric Thunder one-on-one. Could Norman Cottonbelly be the one? Double Irish whip. Ooh, lariat spear combination. Extreme conditions, baby. They are back and looking to reclaim the throne. Double leg drop to the nether region. Punch to the top of the head. DDT attempted, but a knee to the midsection by Deshaun. Hook to the jaw and from behind. Back suplex turned into a single knee back breaker. Stomp down onto the arm now. Deshaun might have to put this match on his back, looking at the kind of condition that Malcolm Fry is there on the apron. Kick to the midsection, caught by Eric Thunder, turned around. Oh, atomic drop right up there, derriere. Up the old dark tunnel. Elbow and elbow again. Irish whip to the corner. Deshaun needs that tag to Fry. The ATL bringing home. Looking to become 2-time World Tag Team Champions. Vintage ATL, high knee, enziguri combo, then pulled in this picture perfect Northern Lights suplex, bridge to pin, 1, 2, but it's MJ now who keeps the match going, but Deshaun takes out Jefferson. Malcolm looking for a pin again, but Jay breaks free. Deshaun is obviously not happy about it. Now an all-out war ensuing between these teams as Malcolm with a hero slam to the pin, but MJ again. Wait, what? Didn't bring it up the first time. Got up with the stomp, though. Yo, what is up, Z, my friend? Even though Deshaun Porter's been taken out ringside, Malcolm Fry going to try to finish this matchup off on his own. Looking for that pump handle, Death Valley driver. Will the ATL punch their ticket to Anarchy Rules? 1, 2, 3. Yes, they will. The ATL going to get one more shot at the Forsaken this Sunday at Anarchy Rules. One more chance to become the World Tag Team Champions. Hell of a tag team match, but even though Extreme Conditions were in control for the better part, thought they had the match won multiple times, the ATL able to return strong. As I said before, every time they've gone up against the Forsaken, Azrael, Kane, and Uriel Wick have had their number. But with the season coming to a close, this possibly being their last chance at the gold, the lights will be on bright. Can the ATL get the job done? We will find out this Sunday. This is probably one of the shortest episodes of this season. Not even an hour yet, and we're already at our co-main event. All right, guys, so we queue up now for our co-main event of the evening here on Genesis number 140, the go-home edition before Anarchy Rules this Sunday, where, of course, the Elimination Chamber will be front and center. These 6 super on your screen will enter the Devil's Domain for the opportunity to become #1 contender for the Alpha World Championship heading into next season. And certainly, these 6 brave men going to have to weather the confines of the steel structure in order to earn that opportunity. But tonight they compete to see exemptor inside the chamber. Of course, if you don't know what a chamber match is, I don't know how you wouldn't. But 4 superstars will be locked in pods while 2 superstars start the match. Every 5 minutes, a superstar will be released. The order of entry will be determined via the order of elimination, i.e. whoever's eliminated first will enter first. Whoever wins will get that 6th spot. And wait a minute, what's going on? My headset's kind of, what the... Did you guys hear that? What the hell was that? Did anybody hear that? I couldn't really tell what the hell, where did that come from? Did anybody catch what that was? My mic like cut out for a moment. I heard something, but it wasn't very clear. It's like someone was behind me, but I'm here at the booth alone, so I don't know what the hell that was. Kind of creeped me out. Someone check the mics backstage, please. Got someone fooling around on the system or something? I don't know. Some hooligan kid from the crowd or some dumb worker or something? I have no idea. Well, whatever it was, hopefully it's sorted now because we got to get ready for this matchup. And out first for this battle royale is the former undisputed champion, a man who has had very few ups and a whole lot of downs this season. The entire year nearly been consumed by this investigation into exactly who spat out that gum that actually cost Reese Matthews a spot in the Elimination Chamber match back at Point Break. All these months and months and months later, Reese has still not found out who that vile gum spitter is, but he is going to have that chance to enter the Elimination Chamber he should have had a long time ago to become #1 contender. But interesting fact to note, we talked about before, of these 6 superstars, the only one with prior Elimination Chamber match experience is Paul Devine. All the other 5, it will be their first time stepping foot inside of the hellish structure known as the Elimination Chamber. For Reese Matthews, though, he knows that he's worked his ass off all season long, and he cannot let it pass him by, putting the gum investigation on a momentary hold to try and become #1 contender, get back to the upper echelon, to the top, become world champion once again. And there stands D'Angelo Prince. Probably he and Dulazier equally as, the big question marks of the match, the dark horses, if you will. The fish. Rookies trying to break the glass ceiling. D'Angelo Prince has had quite a fruitful season, becoming a 2-time Anarchy champion and the longest reigning Anarchy champion of this season. lost his title on that 4-way at Ascendant 6. Now Prince has the opportunity to push through to something bigger and better. And a tweet here, guys, from Brody Halleck says, Tim LaFave ain't shit. Xander Slate ain't shit. Defending his title tonight ain't shit. Hashtag just another paycheck. So obviously Brody Halleck is ready for our main event, not fearing the triple threat match where his title is on the line. Of course, in his standard triple threat, Brody Halleck might be in a lot of trouble because he wouldn't have to be involved in the decision to lose his championship, but it's elimination, meaning he will have to be pinned or submitted in order to lose his title tonight. But he is in there with two of the best CMV legends, future Hall of Famers. Can Halleck get it done? And here comes maybe a little under-the-table fan favorite to win the Elimination Chamber, a former Anarchy champion, the pretty boy Pitbull, the top of the chain. Perry Heenan, who just a few months ago won the second annual Deadly Games tournament, came so close to becoming undisputed champion, but Harvey Hastings inside of the Hell in a Cell stopped him dead in his tracks. Now Heenan starting anew as a part of Genesis. Looks to enter the chamber this Sunday and walk into next season with a guaranteed world championship opportunity. Well, Perry Heenan is a very ruthless competitor, a submission expert, but lately has been moving away from his submission game, trying to branch out and show us that he doesn't have to rely on said submissions. Past couple of months, maybe not so great for Heenan. After riding the high of winning the second annual Deadly Games, he's kind of taken a bit of a fall. His loss to MF3 at Ascendant 6 and losing his Genesis debut a couple of weeks ago. The chamber is the exact type of scenario that Heenan needs to come back strong. Remember this over-the-top rope Battle Royal match. There are no pins, there are no submissions. The only way to be eliminated is to be thrown over the top rope with both feet touching the floor, and this determines the order of entry inside of the Elimination Chamber this Sunday, i.e. the first man eliminated in this Battle Royal will start the match inside the chamber, and the man who wins will get to enter number 6 as here comes the shot in the dark. The Outlaw, he calls himself, Angelo Babos, earning the final spot in this chamber after impressing Castle Fave a couple of weeks ago with his victory over number 1 contender for the Alpha World Championship, Masao Yume. Babos paid dearly for that upset victory as Yume beat the hell out of him, but now Babos, I'm sure, is hoping that a lot of things fall into place. He wins the chamber, Yume wins the title, so he has his chance at some payback. But Babos is definitely going to be the one to keep your eye on in this match, and especially inside of the chamber this Sunday. And here's a man that a lot of people, I think, might be quietly vying for. Dule Zaire. Without Bright Angel at his side, we don't see that too often. Man, last week he had a banger with Kevin Vulture. Walked out victorious just barely, but Zaire getting into a bit of a spat with Bright Angel a couple weeks ago. We haven't seen Bright Angel since, and now Dule Zaire has to focus on himself and looking forward to the chamber to possibly breaking the ranks of the tag team division, becoming his own man. Shot at the World Championship. Dule Zaire has had a lot of opportunities this season to capture championship gold. He and Bright Angel multiple times challenged for the World Tag Team titles. He was involved in the 4th annual Cyborg Invitational, but Zaire at the season's end. One more shot. Gonna have to go through a hell, though, in order to secure it. A hell that only one man in this match has endured before. That man being none other than the Asian sensation. The man who puts the rising and rising sun, Japan's biggest export, and the five-time undisputed champion, Paul Devine. Enters the chamber this Sunday for the second time in his career. Ooh, looking fresh in these new digs. Devine is ready for war. All of his career, Devine has been a Fusion superstar, but possibly the biggest shock of the superstar shakeup. A couple of weeks ago, Devine dropped onto Genesis, unknown territory for the Asian sensation, but he certainly started strong with a great victory over Xander Slate last week. Devine, a five-time world champion. There are very few titles he has yet to hold. One of them is the Alpha World Championship, which if he wins the chamber this Sunday, he will get a shot at come next season. So here we go, our co-main event gets underway. Battle Royal, guys, determines the order of entry in this Sunday's Elimination Chamber match at Anarchy Rules. No pins, no submissions. Only way to be eliminated is to be thrown over the top rope with both feet hitting the outside, and Perry Heenan immediately looking for an elimination here in the form of Reese Matthews. He has teetered on the top rope. Meanwhile, Devine looking to get out Babos, the shot in the dark. Duelist Air, D'Angelo Prince, and Babos. Definitely interesting choices by Gentleman at your Castle's Fave. Guys that you wouldn't exactly think of immediately to be in that main event picture, that championship scene, but Cass wanting to introduce some fresh blood to the top of the ranks, wanting to give these superstars the opportunities they don't usually receive. Of course, for Paul Devine, Perry Heenan, and Reese Matthews, they are used to these high-pressure situations, these big matches. Paul Devine and Reese Matthews being former world champions. Perry Heenan is the first man eliminated. The pretty boy Pitbull. So that means that he is going to start off in the Elimination Chamber match this Sunday at Anarchy Rules. We'll have to wait to see who's eliminated next, who will start the match off with him. But Perry is the first to go. His unlucky run continues. But again, it's more about this Sunday where he can turn it around. Beautiful fisherman suplex there by Zaire as Reese Matthews is stomping a mud hole. And D'Angelo Prince, Paul Devine, and Reese Matthews coming to blows, man. This is a one-on-one match I wouldn't mind seeing sometime soon. Hope they go head-to-head inside the chamber. Former protege and teacher, of course, it was Reese Matthews who turned on. Wait a minute, there goes Babos, the second man eliminated. So it will be Perry Heenan and Angelo Babos who start off the Elimination Chamber match in just a couple of days' time. As I was saying, that was Reese Matthews who betrayed his mentor in Paul Devine and beat the Asian sensation to win his one-time reign as world champion. That was last season. Devine never really got a chance for a payback. So Perry Heenan and Angelo Babos will start 1 and 2 inside of the Devil's Domain. Now we see who will get the first pod spot, who will enter third. Michinoku driven by Devine now goes after Zaire. Catchphrase. D'Angelo Prince brings Reese Matthews up to his feet. Takes him for a little bit of a walk, leaned up against the ropes. Clothesline, and Reese Matthews is eliminated. And there goes Dule Zaire. So Reese Matthews will enter third. Zaire will enter fourth. Down to D'Angelo Prince, who gets busted open off an elbow, and Devine to see who gets last. Swinging reverse STO. The 5-time undisputed champion, catchphrase again. And D'Angelo in trouble. Devine's got him right where he wants him. up against the ropes, and see you bye. Hurricane Rana by Divine. And it is Paul Divine who will enter number 6 inside of the chamber at Anarchy Rules. Divine is a 2-time Royal Rumble winner, boy. You can't really match him when it comes to over-the-top rope battle royals. So now we have our order of entry. Perry, Heenan, and Angelo Babos will start the chamber. Then Reese Matthews will enter, followed by Dulce Air, D'Angelo Prince, and Paul Divine. Getting that prestigious 6th slot, meaning he'll come in nice and fresh. He won't enter the match until after 25 minutes. He's got his eyes on that Alpha World Championship. Already has that resume to earn him a spot in the Hall of Fame, but there is still much Divine has not accomplished in CMV, believe it or not. Looks to check off becoming Alpha World Champion, but first he must survive the Elimination Chamber. All right, my fine feather friends, it is now main event time, and boy, is it a nation match for the CMV International Championship. The Tower of Dominance so far, his reign here on Genesis, he's gone unbeaten, unpinned, unsubmitted, hasn't even been counted out or disqualified. Nobody has been able to find any type of way to defeat Brody Halleck, but tonight, that is all in serious jeopardy because he's not stacked up against 1 but 2 opponents, and not just any opponents, living legends, future Hall of Famers, and Xander Slate and Tim LaFave. But of course, Halleck does have the one advantage that this is not a standard triple threat, meaning that he has to be pinned or submitted in order to lose his championship here. Whereas if it were a regular triple threat, Xander could pin Tim or Tim could pin Xander. Brody wouldn't even have to be involved in the decision to lose his belt. And of course, this Sunday at Anarchy Rules, as we know, the future of Genesis will be on the line when hashtag No Confidence takes on Team Castle Fave. And leading Team Castle Fave, of course, is her son, Tim. While Xander Slate, of course, the most vocal correspondent of hashtag No Confidence, alongside Pat LaFave, lead their team. But tonight, it's all about championship gold. Xander Slate has never held the international championship. He's the first ever Money in the Bank winner, 2-time world champion, former United States champion, 2-time tag team champion, 1-time trios champion. Now, Tim LaFave has held the international championship twice in his CMV career, but it has been nearly 2 years since the last time Tim LaFave held championship gold in CMV. And of course, he just returned from hiatus. His first match in over a year took place at Ascendant 6, which of course he beat Bob Luger. It was a couple of weeks ago that Tim took a loss to Chris Andrews, and Tim has the Bloody Brit backing him up this Sunday night from backstage, I'm sure with a lager in hand. And here he comes still with the Trios Championship in hand, not letting it die so quickly. Of course, the Trios titles have been retired. The good brothers Xander Slate, Reese Ortiz, and Kevin Silver retaining the belts at Battle Scars 4. In favor of the Fusion Tag Team titles returning. So Xander Slate going down in the history books to the last ever Trios champion, coming out with the belt one last time for old time's sake. I mean, why not? He can hold the championship till the day he retires. Technically, he is still the champion. The title's just not in play anymore. It's not actually active, but he is the champion. Xander Slate, of course, is on the hit list of Tim LaFave. Bob Luger's been crossed off, and Tim's been very, very adamant, very straightforward when asked that Xander Slate will be the next to fall at his hands for everything that Slate has done to him. Of course, Tim not going to get his chance at Borton. Borton's still injured, still out on injury. In the match at Ascendant 6. Here he comes from the back. Tim LaFave has weathered every single kind of storm you can possibly imagine throughout his CMV career, and it has costed him a whole hell of a lot, including the majority of his career over the past 2 years. The inaugural Alpha World Champion with a plethora of other accolades, including holding the International Championship twice before. Tim LaFave is on a mission. And wow, look on his jacket right there. You can actually see Luger's name crossed off, and I believe I saw Slate and Borton's names on the back. Tim is not playing around. Well, right now, Tim LaFave, I think, is more focused on getting his hands on Xander Slate than the championship. But this Sunday, he had better be at his A game if he hopes to keep his mother in power here on Genesis against his father. Imagine if Pat LaFave, guys, is to take over, appointed by the board as the new general manager of Genesis. Imagine what this show is, what the transformation is going to go through. I don't even want to fathom. Safe to say, I am on the side of Cass LaFave. I've never agreed with hashtag no confidence, but Pat LaFave being in charge, yeah, that's not going to be any better. It was Cass who originally was going to give Tim this one-on-one opportunity in tonight's main event, but then Pat LaFave interjected and on behalf of the board announced that Xander Slate would be added. Representative hashtag no confidence campaign. Now here comes the man trapped in the middle of it all. A man who doesn't care about either side, only cares about one thing, and that's cash and paychecks. And he knows as long as he has that championship in hand, the paychecks will be larger. Earlier tonight saying that neither of these guys are shit. Not this defense tonight ain't shit. He's going to walk in as champion and walk out the same, the unbeaten tower of dominance. Brody Halleck slanging his way to the ring. No care in the world as per usual. What's up, Hoxie? Beautiful little sunset on a Monday evening. 1, 2, 3, says Brody Halleck. As easy as cake in his eyes. Tim LaFave, Xander Slate, don't matter who they is, what they've done. He sees his big old dollar signs in front of him tonight here in our main event of Genesis number 140, but you can't deny it. Brody Halleck's reign is in serious jeopardy here in this match. Again, luckily, it's not a standard triple threat, so he will have to be pinned or submitted in order to lose his title, something that nobody, countless others, some of the best, have not been able to do. Xander Slate, Tim LaFave, Brody Halleck, let's get it on. Brody Halleck also got to contend with the fact that he does not have his champion's advantage, cannot retain on a count out or disqualification, and Tim, not surprisingly, going right after Xander Slate with a German suplex, but then turns his attention to Brody Halleck immediately with a nice T-bone suplex. Punch to the midsection, knife edge chop, knee to the midsection, backs him up into the corner, kick to the gut, Xander Slate not letting up, and now a coloss Cobra Clutch slam. Tim LaFave nearly put through the canvas, and now Slate goes right to trip up Brody Halleck. Halleck caught in the middle of this very, very heated rivalry. Well, Xander Slate still came out here tonight with the Trios title, but technically he is still Trios champion, but no longer in play. He looks to win a championship that is in play, and one of the most prestigious titles in CMV today. Gourd Buster, standing Gourd Buster by the Tower of Dominance. Seems like he's not done with Tim LaFave either. Might have to be. Trip up by LaFave, and then there we go. Xander Slate thrown into the corner with a German suplex as Halleck takes a quick nap on the outside to recuperate. Dragon Scoot on the inside by the OG Dirty Heel, the show. So many championships he's held prior. Never the international title, though. With Tim LaFave wins, he become a 3-time international champion. Would actually tie both Randy Borton and Chris Andrews for most reigns as international champ. And now it's Tim LaFave who falls to the outside, leaving a one-on-one between Xander Slate and Brody Halleck. as the champion gets dragged out of the corner. And a stomp right onto the side of the head. Slate as straightforward as they come. Don't give no hex about what he's got to do to an opponent in order to win, what kind of rules he's got to bend, but Brody Halleck is much the same, and even Tim now, this new Tim. This is not the Tim from 2 seasons ago. This is not the good guy Tim, the fan favorite Tim. This is a changed Tim, a warped Tim, a Tim who's gone through too much to be able to, be that same happy-go-lucky guy, and it's a very, very big part of it is Xander Slate's fault. Along with Randy Borton and Bob Luger, took away nearly an entire year of Tim LaFave's career. And Tim just numerous times stabbed in the back again and again and again by people he thought were his friends. He can hardly trust anybody. Very, very few people he trusts. One of them, of course, being Chris Andrews, who he will team with this Sunday. Brody Halleck takes out Slate. Tim LaFave in the corner trying to hype himself up a little bit. Halleck's distracted. Tim trying to blindside him. And he does. Looks like an FDNY drop set up, but a couple elbows to the side of the head. 3 of them, in fact. And Brody Halleck drops down. Trying to go for a choke slam here, maybe? No? Or what's he doing? Just a punch to the midsection. And Slate like it ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Just watching as Halleck goes to work. But now he's going to taste it firsthand. Xander Slate says, no way, Jose. Back flipping out of that suplex step. Complete shot by Xander, and goodbye Halleck again. Knows he can't be pin or submitted out there, so as much as he can, gonna try to rest up a couple of minutes at a time. Xander Slate's feeling something right now. Forearm smash. Oh, vintage Timmy boy. Inverted atomic drop followed by the scoop slam. Wow, Topher, why don't you compliment Xander's ass, huh? Oh, Long Island slam now for Xander Slate, but Halleck going to come in and disrupt any plans that Tim has with a leg drop. Don't know why he would break up that pin, though. It's elimination. Should be happy that Tim's trying to get Xander out of the mix. Russian leg sweep. Now Halleck drops down, and that might have been a mistake to get involved because now Tim LaFave's got Brody Halleck right where he wants him. Tim going to maybe try to eliminate the champ, leave it between him and Slate. That might be the strategy. It might be the thing to do. And look at Slate's like, hey, man, I'll let you do your thing. Wow, Tim with some serious power. Deadlift and stalling suplex to a 300-pounder. But that took it all out of Tim. Xander Slate going to capitalize on it. And now Halleck not looking too hot. Clothesline. Clothesline again. Ducks the clothesline. Halleck off the ropes. Total World single knee backbreaker. It's all about the money for Brody Halleck, but that big cash out might be slipping away from him here. Hangman's Face Buster by the show. Into the pin. Will Halleck be the first man eliminated? 1, 2. Nearly guaranteed a new international champion, but Halleck able to kick out there. Not going to be so easy. Oh, Tim LaFave tries to come out of nowhere with a Coney Island Cyclone to Slate, but Slate knows Tim all too well. Sit out sidewalk slam. Xander Slate, Tim LaFave first started here in CMV nearly 4 years ago. Took Tim under his wing, was Tim's mentor, and just like so many others, Xander Slate stabbed him in the back. Xander Slate here going for a Hangman's neckbreaker. Brody Halleck says, no, not going to let you do that. Goodbye. Xander says deuces to the outside. Eyes glazed over. Meanwhile, Halleck going to try to turn the midsection of Tim LaFave into some hamburger meat. Those brutal, calculated strikes, but Tim takes them like a champ. Tossing Brody away with that vertical suplex, but a standing belly to belly by the Tower of Dominance. Right into a lateral press. 1, 2, only a 2 count. Here comes Xander Slate rejoining the fight. Hands on Tim, dragged by arm and leg, and Brody Halleck, arms up high. Slate says, what you doing? Oh my God, will Halleck be screwed? Oh, a rope break. I didn't know there were rope breaks in triple threats. Well, Halleck, graced by the wrestling gods there. We already saw someone earlier tonight get shafted like that in El Jefe when Kevin Vulture rolled him up. Ooh, super kick right to the base of Halleck's skull. And then you see Xander Slate, Tim LaFave make eye contact, go right after each other like rabid animals, neck first. And that's got to be a message from Tim, of course, who survived neck surgery to return here to CMV. It was Click, though, who broke his arm and his spirit. One. Only a 1 count and Slate again already on the outside of the ring as Tim LaFave continues to try to work here on Brody Halleck, the international champion. They're going to escape out of this head scissors. Tries to go for a big hook forearm smash though. Halleck just a couple of steps back, and now Tim LaFave, Long Island slam to the unbeaten Brody Halleck. Will he be beaten tonight? 1, 2, no! Still unable to keep the Tower of Dominance down. I mean, I know they're not going to, but it might have been a good strategy for Slayton LaFave to try to work together and get Halleck out. I think that's the only way they could eliminate him. Oh, Halleck trying to battle away Tim, but LaFave staying on top of him like a monkey on a cupcake. Oh, Tim walking right into a full Nelson slam as Halleck again gonna take some time to catch his breath. 1, 2, only a 2 count. Bringing Tim up to receive it. LaFave was ready for him. Trip up. Drags him to the center of the ring. Go for a pin of his own. 1, only a 1 count. Here comes Halleck. Back into the fray. Catching Tim off guard from behind. And now Tim going for a ride. Too much focus spent on Slate in this match. Might be Tim's downfall, the shoulder jawbreaker. 1, 2, 3, and Tim LaFave has been eliminated as Xander Slate now realizes he is all alone in the ring with the Goliath. Backpack stunner, Tim is gone. Now it's down to one-on-one. And Halleck taking Slate for a ride. Single knee gutbuster. Takes a step back, lines his shot up, senton. Ribs getting worked there on Slate. Brody Halleck slowly but surely, a methodical pace now adopted. But if Brody Halleck was a smart man, and I'm pretty sure that he is, he would not take Slate to be some walk in the park. I know Halleck likes to underestimate a lot of his opponents. There goes Tim LaFave getting up, but even though I know he so badly wants to get back in the ring and attack Slate, he cannot. Has to go to the back. Hashtag no confidence campaign still alive for tonight. Can Xander Slate walk out as the new international champion? Not if Brody Halleck has anything to say about it. Punch to the midsection. Closes the distance, and Slate gonna go for a ride. Not a fun one. Chokeslam attempt by Halleck. Elbow to the side of the head though, and again. And Xander Slate, Hangman's face, bunch of numero dos. Oh my God. Xander Slate. Can he bring it home? Clean Slate into the lateral press. 1, 2, 3, and Xander Slate is the new international champion. Brody Halleck has been beaten. The good brother, the OG Dirty Heel, has done it. There is a new international champion, and the unthinkable has been done. Brody Halleck has been defeated. Brody Halleck tastes a loss here in tonight's main event. His first loss as a part of the Genesis roster. Brody Halleck took out Tim LaFave, eliminated him, and he thought he had Xander Slate dead to rights. But like I said, Brody Halleck made a mistake in underestimating Xander. Remember what he tweeted out earlier tonight saying Slate ain't shit? Obviously took him as an easy paycheck. But instead, Xander Slate is the new CMV International Championship. Read promos and then you would know. Xander Slate, baby, yet another championship added to that Hall of Fame resume. Brody Halleck not going to be happy about this turnout once he wakes up, but for hashtag no confidence, this is nothing but good news. very good episode. Oh, vintage dashing right at the end of the season. At least my batteries were kind enough to wait for the show to be over. But good show. Thanks for watching as always. Make sure you do drop a follow so no not go live the next time, which will be this Sunday, guys. The last pay-per-view of the season for the Superstars of Genesis. It is Anarchy Rules, the Elimination Chamber, Hume Wolf, hashtag No Confidence versus Team Cass, and much more that you are not going to want to miss. And if you want to be a part of CMV, our website is cmvwrestling.com. ! Join in the chat. We'll give you a link. If you're on Xbox One, you are more than welcome. Though I think that since there's only a couple of weeks left, you're probably better off waiting until next season. If you really want to join, then you can go ahead and do so. But next season, we're certainly looking for a lot of new talent. So make sure you do head on over to our website. So I see you guys hopefully this Sunday. You don't want to miss it. Toodles. Have a good night. Don't let the bed bugs bite.